What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Random Fire Scraps. This is Chris coming at you with another one. And today, it was just kind of an impromptu topic I wanted to touch on prior to heading out to the gym. And, it's at the time of recording this, it's around Black Friday. It's that craziness of everything's on sale, buy. Stiff arm your local grandmother for like an air fryer at a Sears, if those are still in business. Shit like that. And, this channel, YouTube, having a gaming-focused YouTube channel has made me more mindful of my collection because I'm literally looking at it and referencing all the time. But it's really made me like appreciate and excited and taking out some of like the fear of FOMO, the fear of missing out that comes with like game collecting and gaming YouTube that I watch. I watch a lot of YouTubers that are like. They have a new haul every week and stuff like that. And obviously, a lot of videos on this channel have kind of become that, obviously very early on. But I'm looking at it in a more positive way. Like, obviously, I'm going to stop right here. And, like, if you have, like, a problem with, like, online shopping and stuff like that, I know I've been there, like, in the past. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this as, like, a way to, you can buy whatever you want and not feel any remorse. But the good thing is, a good example is I recorded a video of me and my haul from my local video game store in my hometown and how excited I was to get games from them and my experience with that store and, my excitement to build my collection through them instead of through like random eBay sellers. And I've had like good experiences, cool back and forths in DMs with people on eBay or Mercari, while I'm waiting for the game to be delivered. They send me some screenshots to tell me how much they like the game or like how, their kid used to play or something. It's been interesting. And it's like an Uber driver. You never know what you're going to get. I usually don't say anything. And sometimes, someone extends an olive branch and you have a cool interaction. I've been usually building my collection through that, but it's been really cool to, get a couple lots of Jesus Christ, 3 original Xbox games from them, a handful of games here that I went through, and even just like me chronicling my experience with my local GameStop here, not my childhood GameStop, but my local GameStop by my gym. I talked about like getting Epic Mickey for $4 and it was really sweet that she pointed out to me that they have Epic Mickey on the Wii, and kind of ridiculous that she tried to sell me on the 99-cent warranty on this 15-year-old Wii game, but she was a sweetheart. And it was really cool. They say when you write things down you're more likely to remember them, and it's something about like I always like that, and I do journal from time to time. Like I really get into a groove with it, but there's something about like making these videos chronicling like a haul of, Dishonored 2, what is it, Bound by Flame, Resident Evil 7, and like some action JRPGs, like Ni no Kuni 2, even though I don't own the first one. It's a really cool, it's awesome that that random like half FOMO purchase is now this like really special memory for me. It kind of crystallizes it through talking through my experiences, my, why I bought the games. It makes me a bit more mindful. And, obviously I've during this Black Friday season, I've like gotten more games than I would have in the past, which is interesting. And I don't know if that's because of this channel or not subconsciously, if I'm like, oh, this will be great to talk about on the channel. But I used to do the same thing with like, oh, I can't wait to talk to my college roommate about this game, or I can't wait to talk to like my friend from high school. Like I know he loves, let's say Fallout. Like he loves Fallout. I finally got Fallout. If I told somebody I just bought Fallout 4 on PS4, they're not going to be impressed. But, I'm hitting on my friend now, my friend Ricky, about like, the Yakuza games that I'm buying and stuff like that. And it's a little thing like that. I think being like chronically online, they call it, like just kind of doom scrolling through like Twitter and like watching YouTube videos and like, not actively commenting. It's kind of weird how gaming can be, if you're not like a multiplayer gamer, it can be a kind of isolating hobby. It's like, all right, I'm collecting all these things for the hope that one day someone, asks me about video games at a grocery store or something, and they mean Fortnite, and I think they mean Dishonored 2. and Dishonored: Death of the Outsider for the PS4, and the rambles that go with that. But whether the video gets 1 view from me or over 100 views from like people also looking to talk about video games and trying to squeeze in a little bit of game time after their full-time job and before washing the dishes or cleaning the house or going grocery shopping. People like me, it's cool to have this creative outlet and to like just talk to someone other than my fiance about like the games I bought. Otherwise, how was your trip to GameStop? I'm like, oh, it was great. I bought more than I'd like to buy, and you share some of the anecdotes of like the GameStop employees, but it's something really special about having this as like a frozen moment in time that I can look back on. Even God, it was almost a year ago at this point that I recorded the first video of me going to my childhood, my hometown local video game store. They've only been around since I was in like late high school, early college, I think is when they showed up. But still, I had gone there all the time, and then I was like, it's finally time to buy something. And then I was so excited to do a Mr. Matty Plays Retro Rebound style complete in-box experience of Fantastic Four, the licensed game, and babble on about Mech Assault that I played at my friend Nathan's house in middle school. And like, that's such like now when I look at my collection, there are little pieces like that, like the Resident Evil 7. I'm gonna, instead of just being like, oh, I FOMO bought that, stored it away because I'm not gonna play it anytime soon, and there might be some shame attached to that. There might be some just indifference altogether. There are plenty of games that I'm like, oh yeah, I think I just bought, like it's still shrink wrapped. I think I bought it when it was on a good deal and stuffed it away, to kind of like, I don't know. Because if I had to explain it to a normal human being, that I bought the sequel to a game that I don't own, that I probably won't play for the next 6 months, it sounds insane. But, chronicling this experience, it's cool. It's cool. That's all I can say. It's like, when else am I going to talk about, Gravity Rush Remastered? Like, it cemented that memory for me of being in the store, doing a double take and being like, holy shit, this game used to be $90 to $110 on Mercari during the summer. And now it's on sale for like $45 or something like that. And the case is pristine, and I think it has a manual or something. I don't remember. I'm a lot more likely to smile when I see that game case because I referenced it in a video, and it was like, I wrote it down, as it were. I took a mental screenshot. I took a snapshot. And it makes me, bringing it back to my initial point, it makes me triple excited when I get the mail notification, that something's going to be delivered today, or something's out for delivery, or something's been delivered, or I'm walking the dog, I come back and I have, one of those like Amazon, or not Amazon, a USPS like paper sleeve envelope. I'm like, oh shit. Like, now instead of just like, all right, I'll toss it to the side, or I'll open it, I'll put it in the game case and not look at it. I used to have all these games in like a drawer, or I used to have all the discs in a binder sleeve. Like, now it's like, all right, it's a 3-act structure. It's like, I get to come home, I get to open it, and I get to check to make sure everything's all good. And then I have like the complete inbox experience, sometimes just for myself, but like I get the complete inbox experience, on camera or off camera, then on camera. And then I get to really talk about, my experience about with the series leading up to buying the game, why I bought the game, where I bought the game, was it a good deal? And then, the goal of this channel is to, do a 2024, well now it's going to be 2025, PS4 collection. So there I once again go back and be like, oh, I bought this for like $4 at my local Blockbuster before it went up, before it went out of business, and like, now's the time to play it, or like, here's my plan to play it. And then I can play it, like, this channel makes me want to play through these games and like, not finish the backlog in like a stressful way, but excited to really like start flipping around, marking off the games that I've beaten in my collection, and that'll just like strengthen that connection of like, what, I bought all these games Black Friday last year, I gotta get some of these beaten before Black Friday next year, otherwise it was like a stupid purchase. little dumb things like that. It feels like more of a celebration doing it on this channel than if it was just all in my own mental monologue. And that was just something it's a very rambling road that we took to get here, but if even one person has been like thinking about doing YouTube, or even just like is consistently, buying games on like even their Steam library or something like that, like maybe like take notes in your phone. I would highly encourage, like, I think a blog is a good way to start. Like, I don't know if Tumblr even still exists, but something like that, like a free WordPress site. Or yeah, just do it in notes on your phone. There's a really cool app called Penzu, Penzu, that's like a journaling app that, obviously I don't put anything crucial in there. They say it's all encrypted, but they also send you an email. Oh, this is what you wrote this time last year. This is what you wrote this time 4 years ago. And it gives like the first 3 lines of your entry. So sometimes you'll be like, God, today was fucking awful because of blank. Or like, God, I can't, I got in this argument with this person. I'm like, oh shit, like that really shouldn't be in public email. So there's that caution there. But there are apps like that where you can kind of keep track of all this stuff and like, journal about, this game, like, oh, you just bought, I just bought Ys 8, but I had bought it on Steam before. It's like, oh, I'm starting my Ys journey. Write about where you first heard of the Ys series, what content creators, if any, like really got you into Ys, like, or Neon Falcom or stuff like that. Neo Falcom, sorry. Neon Falcom, whatever. For me, that would be Happy Console Gamer and Emily at Orbology. They talk about Ys and Neo Falcom all the time, and I was like, this is my entry point. Things like that, like the Final Fantasy 16. Like, maybe try journaling if Final Fantasy 16 was your first Final Fantasy game, like what that experience is like for you. What were you excited about the hype cycle? Were you not interested until you heard the reviews? Did you play the demo and it completely sold you? I think having some outlet for, not necessarily content creation, because, that's its own thing. Everything's like a hustle these days. Everything's like a side gig, but to me, it's just a creative outlet at the moment, and will probably continue being that for a multitude of reasons. But it's been really fulfilling for me, and if I was on the fence about it for literal years. It's like the same thing as getting a tattoo. Like, I was on the fence of getting a tattoo since I was like 16 years old, and I finally got it, my first one, when I turned 21, which doesn't even make sense. It's like, why did I, whatever. And then once I got my first one, now I have 4, and I'll probably have the other, like 2 more within the next 6 months. And I really love them and enjoy them, and it's like, oh, I kind of wish I had started a little bit earlier, but I understand why I didn't. And if there's anybody out there that's like, wants to form a deeper connection with like their manga collection, their comic book collection, their vinyl collection. I'm looking at my records right here. Like, I really love this practice, and I think it'd be really cool to take out your notes app to start with, or a piece of paper. If you're old school, I got a bunch of pieces of paper right here, like a bunch of notebooks, pieces of paper. Look at me, big shot over here. And be like, all right, like take 3 games off your shelf, take 3 records off, take your most recently listened to record, your favorite movie, and just try reflecting on that. Like, when did you first hear about it, or like what was your first exposure to it? Do you watch it every year? Do you listen to it, whenever you're having a rough day? Is there an album you listen to during laundry day like me? Is there like a game that you play when it's cozy? Is there a game you've started a million times that have never finished? What's your experience with Skyrim? That's a great journal prompt. And it's like, nobody needs this, don't get me wrong, but I would argue it's been extremely fulfilling to me, and I'm so much more excited right now than before I started this video, because I'm thinking of all the awesome little stories that come up, even with games I've never played. With Final Fantasy, with Kingdom Hearts, it's a great example. I have a million stories on Kingdom Hearts. I've never played a single game, and I think that's why I'm finally like cranking on this YouTube channel. I keep saying cranking. That's the third time in 3 videos. I've been cranking on shit, but that's why I have so many of these little things I feel like sharing, and it's interesting to me to know what somebody else thinks about the Dishonored franchise when they've never played it. why I bought Code Vein. That's an easy example. I have Code Vein on PS4, and the little mini story with that is there was a buy two get two free sale on GameStop. I've been watching a lot of retro rebounds on Mr. Matty Plays, second channel, and I was in the Mr. Matty Plays Discord, and there's a hashtag games pickup sub channel on it, and I was like, oh great, I'm gonna do my own version of Matty's GameStop roulette series on his retro rebound account. So I bought like 4 games on GameStop, and got fucked because I bought Code Vein, I bought Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which I hadn't even played Rise of the Tomb Raider yet, but it was a great deal. I bought Greedfall, which came in the worst. I'll pull it out right now because I don't know if I'll ever. It's like such a random idea for a video. I don't even know if I still have the footage. I'll get to that in a second. But I got this awful version of Greedfall. It looks like this got shot, but I have it. And some 4th game that I don't remember. And I filmed all of this vertically with my commentary on if I thought it was going to be a complete in box or not. And this wasn't even for YouTube. This was just for this Discord channel, this niche within a niche within a niche. And the video was too big of a file to share with Discord, so I literally did nothing with it. So I bought games to make content for people, that are like-minded. It's, and then literally 3 or 4 days later, Code Vein became one of the PS Plus essential games, like for that month. And I'm like, what are the odds of that I just bought it, but I had just like cut off my PS Plus subscription, so I have it now. It pops up as like a game that I own, but I don't have unlocked because I don't have PS Plus anymore. So every time I see Code Vein or even think about it, I think of that Discord channel and that like random vertical video of my hands and me trying to do a bootleg Mr. Matty impression, lovingly of course, to this random like Discord channel, this Discord like sub-thread thing of like 12 active people. It's the most random. These are the little stories that like it sounds morbid, that like don't come with you when you die. Like nobody hears these things, and I think it's such a fun little thing. And I would deeply encourage, like I guarantee any person who's watched 15 seconds of this video and is we'll see the retention on this. Like you have some of those stories about games that you haven't even played, games that you bought on sale one year. Was it a game that like an aunt bought for you and that you were like, I'm never gonna play this, and you end up really loving? Is it a game that you got for a really good deal when you were in like middle school? Is it a game that you owned in middle school, played the hell out of it, sold it back to GameStop and bought it back later? Like I love hearing stuff like that. And I guess that's my call to action here as I bring this to a close is make your own story. But if you don't feel like doing it in your notes app, like fucking now's your chance. Like leave it. And I'm not even trying to do the YouTuber thing, but like leave it in this comment section. If nothing else in this world, I think it would be such a cool comment section to have of people like, tell me your experience with the Kingdom Hearts franchise. Tell me like, do you have a buddy that's like really into, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom and lost their shit when the rehydrated version was announced, little stuff like that. Like, what's the story behind your favorite game? Do you still own it? I have a weird thing where half my favorite games I don't even own physically right now. What's like a ridiculous like GameStop trade in regret that you have? Like little stories like that I think deserve to be told. And I think you're I don't know, not inner child, but like you have a voice, you have stories, and it's been really awesome for me to kind of experience that that excitement and that like wanting to share and seeing all the connections and truly just like building a connection with these games that I randomly bought on a whim, while I was on my commute or on the treadmill at the gym. It's made my experience with Bound by Flame. I will always have Bound by Flame in my heart now because of this like random haul that I did, and because of this little hobby that I've created on the side. So I deeply encourage you to do the same. Drop a weird gaming story in the comment section, and I will 100%. I will read every single one, no matter what, and give my 2 cents that you probably didn't ask for. But I love this type of stuff. This is like very much like what makes my brain, clearly, as we're 22 minutes in, makes my brain, you know, go on a whole new gear. So that is my 2 cents on buying shit in Black Friday and how you can maximize your emotional attachment to your pieces of plastic on your shelf, be it a movie, a CD, a vinyl. So thank you so much for checking this out. There are a lot less existential, a lot more normal game collection videos, gameplay videos coming out on Wednesdays and sometimes Fridays. Oh, my battery's dying as well. So thank you so much for checking this one out. I'll catch you in the next one later.